I'm Erin, and this is Post-its and Pens. Hello and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Marin, and here you will find a little beauty, a little books, and a little teaching content. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around and join me in my little corner of YouTube. In today's video, I thought I would take you through a walkthrough of my new Plum Paper Me Planner and compare it to the planner that I purchased last year, which was the Plum Paper Teacher Planner. I know a lot of people probably have already purchased their planners for this year, but on the off chance that you haven't, I thought you might find this useful just so you can see what each of the planners has and find one that works best for you. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, I am going to do some overhead shots to show you what the planner looks like. I want to say, first of all, that I've never filmed overhead shots before, so I hope you can bear with me as I try to figure it out. But I thought that would be the easiest way to see exactly what's in the planner, and then you can make your own decisions on whether or not you might want to purchase it, as it can be very difficult to see exactly what it looks like on the site. They do give you some pictures, but I really find that a walkthrough and kind of a flip through is just more helpful, so hopefully you will feel the same. So here we go. Okay, hello. I have never done overhead shooting before, so bear with me. I hope I can make this as clear as possible, but this is how the Plum Paper Planner came. So I will go ahead and open it up and give you a look. So full disclosure, I have looked at this already, but they come nicely bubble wrapped. They give you, this was something that I ordered in addition, but it comes like this. So you have your planner in here. They give you a little sample of what the cover's made of, just so you can see that it is tear-proof, water resistant, rigid and sturdy, etc. And then it gives you a little care card and just a way to win something. Now I'm going to keep this covered up here because I have my school name down here at the bottom, but the cover was customizable, so you can pick your design. You can pick however you want this part to look, the font you're going to use. I have the year up here, so you can choose all of that. You can choose the colors, everything. So now let's go ahead and look inside of it. So again, it comes with this plastic cover here, and then the actual cover is underneath of it just to help protect it a little bit. So we'll open it up and I will take you through how I customized it. So I did not order a teacher planner this year. What I actually ordered is called a Me Planner. I did order the largest size because I need room to write for lessons and things like that. But basically they are all set up very similar. You can choose what month you want to start on. So I chose August because that is when our school year starts. The teacher planner has a lot of additional things at the front, which I did not use, and I felt like it was kind of a waste, which is why I didn't order it this year. So here is what the Me Planner looks like, and I'm pretty excited to give it a go this year and see what I think. So you have your front page like normal. They give you a calendar, January through July, and then they give you the same thing for next year. And then we have special dates. So I figure that I can use this in terms of long-range planning. I believe the teacher planner had a page like that, but again, I didn't use it, so I may not even use this one. We have to follow a pacing guide, so I don't really have any use for this because what we teach is pretty much laid out by our district, but I might use it to keep track of events that I have to attend, that kind of thing. We'll just see. Then it has an ideas, plans, and goals page, which is the same layout, just without labels. And then we get into the monthly spread. So this does say notes. It's not lined or anything. It's just plain paper. And then here is what the month looks like. Now, I did add additional note pages to mine, but the teacher planner also had this, right here. So it gives you some goals, birthdays, events, things to remember, that sort of thing. Every month has this exact same layout, and this was also in the teacher planner. So then we have our note page here, and then we get into the calendar. So it is dated. You could choose what holidays to add. They had a whole bunch of them to choose from. You could also add your own holidays or birthdays or things like that. So it's fully customizable. And then we get into the weekly spread, and this is what I'm most excited about this year. So I did customize this completely. So I will kind of give you a look at what I did. So I decided to go with vertical planning this year as opposed to doing the horizontal. I've always done horizontal, but I really love the idea of being able to look at the day and seeing everything on one page rather than going across. That way I can leave the planner folded like this instead of open, taking up more room. So everything on here is fully customizable, so I did add my subjects in just to save me from having to write them. So I have morning meeting, which is when we do our second steps. Our reading lesson, we use making meaning. Bar is being a reader, so this would be things like our letter naming, our phonics lessons, that kind of thing. Writing, math, science and social studies, and then specials is what mine says. I also customized this right here. It says to do, and then down here I have a box for meetings because typically we have PLC every week and we have a lot of other meetings throughout the week as well. We have meetings pretty much every week. So I wanted just a place where I could jot down everything that I would need to do, including IEPs, that kind of thing, and then keep a running to-do list for the week here. They give you the little mini calendar right here, just so you can keep an eye on where you are. And it is the same over here. It just goes all the way through Sunday. I typically don't use it all the way through Sunday, but I don't mind having it. That was kind of one of the things that you had to include if you did the me planner rather than the teacher planner, but I'm fine with it. So it just goes like that. Now each month is exactly the same. It does have additional notes pages back here because again, I added those. So I have one here, and then here, this is the one that I added, the one that does not have the label on it, because I found that I did not have enough room to write notes. So I'll just kind of flip through. So here's September. Here is October. And November. And then I'm just going to kind of speed all the way through the rest of these. So here we go. Okay, so July is the last month in this planner. As you can see, it has a holiday right here, Independence Day, and that is throughout the planner. I just selected US holidays because those tend to be when we have days off and things like that. So that's what I selected, but you could have selected any country's holidays. As I said, it's all very customizable. So the last thing that I did add to make it more useful for me, because I am a teacher, is I did add this checklist tab. So this is where I will keep track of if students have turned in things like permission slips or notes, things that needed to be sent back, that kind of thing. I also will use this sometimes for assessments, so I can, for example, put letters across here if I'm trying to keep track of what letters they know, that sort of thing. So I did add in some checklist pages. And then at the back, we have things again that I'm probably not going to use. So there's some dot paper here. There are my contacts. There is a password keeper, which I do not use. And then we have a 2023 calendar. So the last thing we have here is our little pocket folder, which I do like because if I get notes or something from staff meetings, I can stick those in there. It's 2 pockets. And then I also added an additional little sheet protector. So one of them will hold my district calendar, and then typically I will put things like pacing guides or whatever I need in this other one just to help me kind of stay on track. And that is the end of the planner. So the back cover also has that same pattern as on the front, and it's the same thick material, and then it will have the plastic cover that goes over top of it like this. And that is what the planner looks like. So as I mentioned, I'm really excited to try vertical planning this year. I'm just going to flip to a quick page. I just think that this will be a lot more manageable because, as I mentioned, I can keep the book like this on my desk instead of having it open the whole time. So I just think that will be a lot easier than when we get to Thursday. I can just flip it and have it right here again. So I'm just really thinking that's going to be a lot better for my brain to think about rather than having to go across, but your mileage may vary. The Me Planner only comes with the vertical, so if you want horizontal, you would have to select a different type of planner. They also have 2 smaller sizes, but again, I need the bigger boxes to write what I'm going to teach. So for me, this worked out perfectly. Now I did add a little snap-in bookmark here. It just says today up at the top, and I can snap it in to make sure I'm staying on the correct week. I will typically also use Post-it notes or tabs and things like that to try to keep track of other things that I might need to reference back to. But yeah, I just think this one has a lot less clutter in it, and I think it will work a lot better for me. So I did bring home my teacher planner from this year, so I'm going to go ahead and just show you a quick comparison of what I'm talking about in terms of the extra clutter that I do not use, and I don't actually know of very many people who do use it. So here's a look at that. Okay, so this was my teacher planner for this year. As you can see, it's the same kind of customizable thing with the year. My name, my school name is down here where you can't see it. But now let me show you what I'm talking about with the extra clutter that I feel is kind of unnecessary. Okay, so the teacher planners have this additional tab right here called My Class, and I'll just show you kind of what they included in that. So it has a goal page, which as you can see, I did not fill out. So it's got personal goals, organizational goals, planning goals, classroom goals. It's got these 3 things for you to write your goals in 3 words. So it's got this year at a glance page here, but you can use this for that exact same thing. Like, I really don't think you need an additional one, but again, your mileage may vary, but for me, this is enough. I didn't even use this in the previous planner, so I definitely did not use this. It also includes a seating chart, which I could have used this year because when we went back in person, my seating chart did not change because we had to put it into our information management system so that people could keep track in terms of contact tracing. So it would have been useful this year, I guess, but again, I didn't use it. It only gives you 1 page too, so if you move your seats around, that's not very helpful. It's got something for my class schedule, which again, I didn't use. And then it's got things like substitute information, but I don't leave my planner for a sub, so I didn't really need to do that. It has student health information, but honestly, I just remember that. I don't need to write it down, and I feel like putting students' personal information in something that someone else could potentially read is not really that great of an idea, so I didn't use that. We have field trips and special events. We didn't have any field trips this year because of COVID. We have a volunteer list, which is not something that my school really does, so didn't use that, and we weren't allowed to have people in our rooms anyway. Student birthdays, which I don't use because I can easily just include that on the monthly page here where it says birthdays, so I don't need a whole sheet to write it down. Then we have classroom resources. Again, don't need that. We have classroom expenses. I don't have to turn any of that in, so didn't use that. We have a parent communication, which I would use, except we have to log them online, so didn't use that. And they give you several pages of that, so if you do use this, you know, that might be helpful to you. Then we have student contacts. I just kept this on an Excel sheet when I originally needed it, but also, again, we can just look it up online, and that's a lot more convenient than writing all of this down. Again, it's personal information that I just don't think should be on paper that someone else could get to. I'd rather it be password protected on the computer. So didn't use that. Behavior log, didn't use that. We have professional development. I don't have to track my professional development. Our district does it for us, so I didn't use that. We have passwords, which I didn't use because, again, I don't really think that I would want that information floating around. We had, again, this past year in 3 words, and then it's next year's goals. You can see I didn't fill that out. It's got some dot paper here. And then it's exactly the same as what is in the new one. So passwords, my contacts, and then it's got a page right here that says US holidays. Now I don't have this on mine because it's already in the planner because I selected that as an option this year. So I don't have this additional page because the holidays are already on the calendar on each of the months. And then again, it gives you that calendar for the next year. Now, I will say that I did like the stickers, but as you can see, I hardly used any of them. So I can just take them and transfer them over to the new one, and I will still have them. So I didn't use any of these stickers because our dates kept changing because of COVID. So I can just move these into the next planner and use them this year. So then we had, again, I had something in this pocket. This was a message from one of my students' doctors just telling me what I needed to do for them. I didn't even use the pocket this year because, again, our dates kept changing. And then that is the end of the planner. So, yeah. You can see I didn't really use any of that extra stuff. If you, like me, don't fill that stuff out, I would really just say don't do a teacher planner because it's kind of a waste of paper. Okay, so that is just a little walkthrough of the Plum Paper Me Planner, comparing it to the Plum Paper Teacher Planner. So hopefully this is helpful to any of you out there who are looking to find your perfect planner. I really do love how customizable Plum Paper is, so I feel like that's probably going to be my go-to brand. Not having to write out the subjects every day is just wonderful. So yeah, I'm very pleased. Hopefully the vertical planning will work well for me this year. And I will kind of let you know what I think at the end of the year if it worked for me as kind of a follow-up. And I will also be filming a video where I set this planner up for the year. So stay tuned for that. It won't be coming for a couple of months, but just something else that I thought might be helpful or that you might enjoy watching. And that is the end of the little comparison between the Plum Paper Me Planner and the Plum Paper Teacher Planner. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.